Oh, okay.
I'm trying to get a new one made. My
it.
friend's trying to make one for me, but that's taking a while. All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of my little video podcast here. And my name is Carlos. The podcast is called Let's Talk. People call me Trey also. That's my nickname. I have a photography studio here in Austin where I shoot a lot of different people. And I thought it'd be fun to kind of talk to everybody that I shoot with and, you know, hear their stories, see what it's about. And today, my very special guest is Mr. Gray here. Gray,
Yes,
say
hello, hi.
hi. All right. Calm down, everybody. Calm down. All right. So Gray comes to us from the big city of...
Well, DC or Charlotte.
Charlotte. Okay.
But
well, let's say
DC.
DC.
Let's say DC.
Because that's where you're at. So how do you think today's shoot went?
I think it went really well. First time doing anything like this. It was a great experience. Like a lot of learning along the way. A lot of just, you know, I guess interpreting your creativity and
Yours too.
Yeah, and just figuring it out.
Have you ever seen yourself like that before? Like, have you ever seen yourself like...
No, and that was the first thing I said to my boyfriend when we got on the phone when we finished was that, like, yeah, I'd like taking, like, you know, selfies in the mirror or pictures that I thought were good, but nothing ever like that. Just like professional, like, bam type picture.
It's totally different.
So it was, yeah, it's like, whoa.
So, Gray also has an OnlyFans. He has an OnlyFans. He has a Twitter. He has an Instagram. Yes. And I'll put his Instagram and Twitter somewhere right there, so that way you guys can look it up. And then go follow him. His stuff is really good, and the pictures we take are insanely awesome. And we'll talk about that a little bit later. So, what do you do in DC?
DC, I'm a student.
You're a student.
Still a student, yes.
Yes,
Claps
good job.
for student.
Co-ed, I
learning.
love it.
Yes.
All right. And let's tell everybody how you kind of know me a little bit, our degree of separation.
Yeah. So we have a mutual friend, Alex Grant.
Correct. Yes, Mr. Grant. Mr. Grant. If anybody knows him,
heard of him.
You may have heard. I'll put his picture up so that way you can know who we're talking about.
Then you will know.
Yes, and then you'll be like, oh,
know.
yeah, this girl. So how did you meet Alex?
Actually, I met Alex the very first night that I went out, my first night out at a club in DC, whenever I moved in this like past academic year that just wrapped up. My first night out at that club and just bumped into him. And I actually knew who he was before. Well,
yeah,
I know.
Yeah.
But I kind of was like, I don't know, tried to play it a little cool. Just like didn't really. I wasn't like, oh my God, wow. Like,
yeah.
I've seen you before. But no, we just met and exchanged phone numbers and then kind of actually went our separate ways. You know, he's like all over the place all the time. So
right.
We really never linked up or anything. And then I got with my boyfriend who I've been with for about 4 months. And Alex,
like this. No, this one. No, not this one.
Okay,
your boyfriend.
You found it.
I found it. Sorry, guys.
There it is.
Okay, there you go.
But Alex is actually good friends with him and all of
the group.
Yes, yeah, basically that I became introduced to through
your
boyfriend.
Yes. Nice. Okay, so cool. So when I first messaged you, I didn't know that. Right.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons I messaged Gray was because I get a lot of people on my OnlyFans that will send me suggestions on who I should shoot. Mm-hmm. And one of the
cool.
Yeah, it is. It's really cool because I mean I know I try to like look for new talent, but like I'm not. I mean, you know, I kind of stick with the ones that I know, so whatever. But someone messaged me and was like, "Oh my God, you got to shoot this guy. He's really good looking. He's from Washington D.C." And I was like, "Well, who is it?" And they sent me the link and everything. And I was like, "Okay, awesome. I'll message him." You know. Mm-hmm. So when I messaged you, what was your first thought?
I was just like open to opportunity. Like I literally had started posting on Twitter about. I don't know if it was between maybe 2 or 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I started posting 2 or 3 weeks before
I messaged you.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. So it happened
pretty fast,
pretty quick.
Yeah.
And But I don't know, like I just wanted to be open to like new experiences and just wherever, that could take me.
What did your boyfriend say? Was he like, they're gonna kill you?
No, he wasn't like they're gonna kill you, because immediately whenever you message me, like I messaged Alex and like one other person.
Oh, okay.
And started doing some
Research,
investigating, and
Yeah.
it turned out,
It was
green.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
all
good.
green lights. So yeah, I wasn't worried. He was like a little like more skeptical than me, because like I was also excited.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, it was, I was pretty had a good feeling from pretty early on.
Good. All right, so we're gonna talk about your life in DC real quick.
Okay.
So you're a student.
Yes.
What do you study?
Business and computer science.
Nice, smarty pants.
Yeah, that's hard.
And what year are you in?
I'll be a senior this year.
Oh.
Yeah, but I actually took a lot of time off, so
Okay.
I did like a little
roundabout
path.
That's good.
To finishing up. Yeah, it's been great. I think it was just the right decision to do.
Do you know anybody in DC besides like Alex that does OnlyFans or does any type of this content?
In that same friend group, yes.
Yes.
But before I met like all of my new friends that I have now, no, because I was pretty like in the campus bubble.
Right.
Totally like only living college life. And like when I say like met Alex at my first night going out, that was in my junior year of college. So all the time before that, like I was like just buried in the books.
Right. Yeah, in the dorm or like doing school stuff.
Yeah, literally.
What was the catalyst for you to want to do this? Because I mean, I understand money, like we all want money, right? But you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I know.
but like, putting yourself out there, I mean, because I understand, believe me.
Right.
Putting yourself out there, it takes a certain person to want to do that. Not
it's a
everybody
huge
can
deal.
do it,
Yeah.
What was your like driving force? Like when did you kind of snap and you're like, you know what, I'm going to do this?
Yeah. So actually I had thought about it for a long, long time. Like I think since 2020 is whenever I first really considered it. Like around the start of COVID, that's actually whenever I made the account. My OnlyFans account that I have up now. I just never really took it anywhere or really like, made an effort to like give it traction or anything.
Right.
But I also wasn't ready. Like I just didn't think it was the right time. But I was just interested in the idea. Like I kind of am into like
showing off.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Like so I knew that like that would line up, and I think it was in the news cycle a lot, just like big OnlyFans creators, like that was kind of maybe around the first time whenever like the like mainstream public started to see that people were like getting like
money,
very successful.
Yeah.
And I was just intrigued by all those things, and I was like, could be a good idea. And that's whenever I just got sent home from school,
because they closed the campuses.
Yes, and so yeah, I mean, it was just something that I toyed with, but was not ready to like
do
or like have some sort of public persona, kind of be very discreet about it. And then I kind of shut that door for a while. But never the thought. Like I kind of kept it in my mind as something that I could eventually do.
Right.
And I thought that I probably would be interested in doing it if it felt like the timing was right, and if I saw it fitting into like my career path or like my like life plan. And just this past like little bit, things kind of just came into
place.
Yeah. Things just kind of came into place.
When you decided to go ahead with it, you were already with your boyfriend, right?
Yes. Well, that should be a cheer, because I would not have done it if it wasn't for him.
Okay, so
Yes.
when you had this conversation with him, what did he say? What was the conversation like?
We decided to do it together. He has his own account as well.
Oh,
yeah, so
that's
kind of
why he should have came.
I know. I should have. I know. I I messed up there. I didn't want to overstep and insist. But yeah. Well, if we had spoken after I talked to Alex about it and knew that everything,
cool.
Yeah, then I totally would have been like, yeah, like let me bring him. And I just, I didn't know how the setup was going to be, and like that we would have our own space. Like I didn't know,
what was going to happen. But now you know.
Yeah,
and
totally.
next time you bring him.
And he'll totally come.
So you told him, and he was like, "Oh my God, I want to do it too."
No. It was something that I don't even remember if. I think we kind of started like I had it in my mind. Like I knew like I would be interested in doing it, and just meeting like a lot of his friends who were new to me at the time. Like they're all out of the college. Like I'm 24, so I do kind of feel like I have one foot in college life and one foot in like adult gay life, basically. And meeting all his friends, like I got more of a footing in that kind of adult gay scene.
Right.
And just seeing how many of them were, you know, successful career people, but then like also like a lot of them have like a Twitter.
Yeah.
And like, so it's really like you don't, there is space nowadays to kind of like have fun in that area and like have a career. So like, you know, I don't know, I was just like a little less fearful, and like, we were also at a point in our lives where we've been really into like health and fitness. So like, those things kind of line up and fall into place as well. So I had that thought in the back of my mind, and I think we both kind of started like making little jokes about it.
Yeah.
Just like, ooh, like I bet we would do good at this. Like, like wink, wink.
Yeah.
And like, he kind of, I like let him make the jokes because I knew I already wanted to do it. I didn't know that he really wanted to do it.
Right.
So I would be like, I think you're right. And it just kind of, you know, went on from there. And we did take a long time. Like that kind of went on for a while before we like started to seriously talk about it. And then, you know, talk about it with Alex and a couple of our other friends who do it and have Twitters. And then we were just like,
Jump in.
Just started one thing with Twitter. And just like, okay, well, like, let's just do a post. And yeah, it's just definitely one step at a time, one day at a time, for sure.
And do you think that like, I feel like a lot of times too, like this kind of helps relationships in a way that you can kind of sexually express yourself, and it, you know, it kind of makes you talk about it, because I feel like, well, because I feel like a lot of other, like when you're in a regular relationship, you know, I always feel that sex is such a hard thing to talk about.
A lot of walls up.
Yeah. And so
and they all come down.
They do. Well, they have to, because you have to, you know,
bulldoze them.
Yeah. But I feel like that's a good thing, you know, because it makes you talk about everything, and it makes you kind of discuss like, you know, okay, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I want to do.
Yeah.
This is what I don't want to do.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of thing. So did y'all have that kind of discussion?
We had yes and no, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Because we did take it one day at a time, like pretty slowly. So like whenever we were starting with Twitter, like we did not sit down like, you know, 2-3 weeks before doing that and we're like, okay, we're going to map out each month, like
right.
And like written boundaries, that sort of thing. We've kind of taken it like one bridge at a time, like, you know, working through problems or disagreements or anything as they come up, which I think has been healthy. It's definitely been a huge exercise for the relationship, just like just because there is that intimacy aspect, but then also like it's big life decisions,
right?
Like, you know, to put our naked bodies out into the world for all to see forever,
right?
You know, it's a big deal, and there's just like a lot of implications and
nuances that you have to kind of talk about.
Yeah. And, you know, just respecting each other's boundaries and like what we're comfortable with, like with, you know, our families and like all that sort of thing. So all that together, you know, just has.
So on both of your OnlyFans page, what can people expect? Like on your, let's say your OnlyFans page, what is mostly on there? It's
mostly solo content right now. We are going to start doing couples content as well, but like we both have our own page, and it's going to be both, like so solo and but just with us.
Sure. Yeah. Just with you, not like everywhere.
Yeah.
Good. I mean, that's.
Yeah. And that's what we wanted. That is the thing that we talked about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we actually originally thought about doing just a couples page. But then after talking to a bunch of people, they were like, you should just do your own pages. And just do collabs. Yeah.
Right.
Which, you know, I mean, logically, like, makes
more sense.
It makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, you're together, and that's your relationship right now. And who's to say that, you know, 3 years from now, you know, you guys talk about something different? But like, that's good, you know, that you guys can talk about it.
Yeah. We think it was a smart thing to do.
Yeah, I think so too. I think so. Okay, so we're gonna go back a little bit more now. So growing up, you grew up in
Charlotte, North Carolina. Yeah, I approve that one.
Yeah.
I mean, kinda.
Yeah,
It's like a nice place to grow up, but like.
So
Boring.
growing up in Charlotte, North Carolina, was it hard for you or was it pretty easy for you
Like in general, like as a gay kid.
as a gay kid, like growing up?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know because I don't know anything different, and it wasn't bad, I would say.
Right.
But I did go to religious school
Uh-oh.
growing up. Yes. But I will say that
You had so much sex there.
none,
None.
nothing. Yeah. That
Yeah, that one.
correct. Wah, wah. I mean, I was lucky. It wasn't like I was in an environment where like I was being targeted or like, felt
Like an outcast.
well, a little bit like an outcast, but it was almost like I was like outcasting myself just because I already knew I was gay, but like it was almost like the other students and like the faculty or whatever like had never even heard of a gay person. Like it was just like an unacknowledged thing. So
Right.
like I was never bullied for it, which like I so appreciate
great,
because
yeah.
I know that really happens really brutally
Yeah.
a lot of the time. So I'll always be thankful for that. But it kind of put me in a weird position where like I kind of was like isolating myself because I felt like I didn't belong,
Right.
and everybody else was just like
Didn't care.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
And like I just kind of like felt like if I wasn't being reached out to, it was because like they didn't want to hang out with me. But really, like
You were just kind of being just
Yeah.
away from everybody.
yeah, I just like probably felt like weird.
Did you date anybody while you were there?
No,
Like you weren't like where you dated some girls or anything?
no. I mean,
No.
like no, I
You're a
really
gold
never
star?
did that. Yeah, yeah, yes, definitely. Claps for that. I'll take it. We take what we can get.
That's right.
Um,
So did your parents know? Like how did your parents find out? Like did they find out later in life or did they know when you were like young?
No, I don't know if they probably just like didn't think about it. I don't know, which is like kind of weird to say or think about, but they read through my phone when I was a senior.
Oh,
and
no.
It was okay. I knew they would be fine. Like I was never worried about telling them cuz they're like good like that.
Yeah.
But I don't know, it was a weird thing. Like at that age, like it was just something that like I was like wanted to avoid because I knew like they wouldn't get mad or like have a
Right.
bad reaction, but it would be uncomfortable, at least for me.
Right. Still living there and like everybody's
Yeah,
like, yeah.
and just like not, I don't know. Yeah, but eventually, so I met my first boyfriend in the second semester of my senior year of high school.
Oh wow.
Yes, and so actually, and he was a freshman in college.
An older man.
An older man. I was 18 at the time, though. So
There you go. All right.
yes, above board.
Yes.
But so I actually started sneaking away every weekend to go visit him at college, and like I would like make up an excuse to like be gone every weekend. And I don't know how they really kind of gave me free reign because like every
you're
weekend I would be gone.
Wow.
There was always a reason,
Right. but they didn't know that was the reason.
yeah. But I don't know if like, and I think one time like I got in trouble for something else, and like, just like per chance, like my stepmom like went through my phone, and like nobody got mad at me or anything like that. Like that happened, and then a little bit of time passed, and then my mom just came into my bedroom one day, and sat down, and she was like, this is the quote, like I'll never forget this. She came in, sat down, and said, "I hear you have a love interest," which like
That's cute.
it was sweet. Like that
Yeah.
was the first time that anyone in my family had
Acknowledged.
anything about me being gay. So like,
Yeah.
I think that was good.
That's sweet though.
Yeah, it was sweet. So
And what did you say? You're like, mother.
literally something. I was like, oh my God, are we really talking about this? Mom. Like, oh, I guess, yeah. If you have to know. But yeah. So from then on, I mean, it was
So would you say that your family's pretty liberal then? Like,
actually no.
really?
Yeah, they're pretty like middle of the road. I would
Middle of the road.
say.
Did you have any other gay members in your family or anything that you knew of?
No.
Wow.
And still no.
I mean, I'm sure you did, but they were
I
quiet?
don't know. Maybe like I think I have like maybe like a medium small family. Like,
like no cousins or.
yeah. I mean, I have a few cousins. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think anybody else
We need to
is.
do some
I think
research.
I'm the only one that's gay.
We need to do some research on that.
I don't know.
I'm just kidding. Well, that's cool though. I mean, at least it was a good experience. I always feel like that's always the best thing. You want to know how it happened with me?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I was probably a sophomore. Yes, I was a sophomore in high school.
Wow.
He was a senior.
Oh.
I know. So we were both underage. So
Okay.
yeah,
Right.
He
So
wasn't
fun.
18. So it was legal.
Yes.
And we hung out all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew he was gay too, but like we were
Wow.
just friends, you know.
Yeah.
And then one night we were watching movies in my room because it was just like a Saturday night, and we would always just watch movies in my room. And we started making out. Like making out.
Wow. Okay. Well, there you go.
Then my mom opens the door and catches us.
Oh, wow.
And we were just like,
hi.
and the guy was the son of a preacher there in the town. And so like he had to leave, and like my mom didn't say anything, didn't say anything. Well, because he had his own car. He was already a senior.
Oh.
So the next morning,
He had to leave.
yeah. So the next morning she comes to my room and she's like, so she goes, here's the deal. I don't care if he's a guy. I don't care if it was a girl. You just don't do this in the house. And I
Okay.
was like, okay.
Oh, so if it was a girl, she would have said
The same thing.
Period.
Yeah. So she was like, okay. She goes, so whenever you want to talk about it, you can talk to me about it. If you don't want to talk about it, we don't have to talk about it. But just, for your information, I don't care who it is. I don't want that happening in here, because if the parents find out, they're going to think that you come here to
That's, yeah.
And I was like, okay, I get it.
That's pretty respectful.
But then I was like, great. Now, because, once the mom knows, everybody knows,
Yes.
It's like
it travels through the family.
it travels so fast.
Yes, can confirm. That does happen.
It does happen. Like, have you ever been caught like that?
Not like walked in on caught. No. I think there's.
You're like, I've been watched, but
Well, I think
they were all wearing masks.
There
It
have
was
been
like this.
time.
It was this room. It was full of men.
There are those. No, there are times where I had my boyfriend over, just at home, because I have been able to bring boyfriends home.
Right.
Thank goodness. Where we had been intimate, and then thinking back, I was like, we have probably been a little too loud.
Oh my God.
So
You're
that's
like,
not
deeper, deeper.
not exactly, but unfortunately not far off. And in my house, the walls are very thin.
Oh my gosh.
Which that's something that you seem to remember after the fact.
After the fact.
More so than during.
I feel like it's worse when you're trying to be quiet. Because
Well, yeah, and
then,
you hear the bed squeaking, and
Yeah.
you're like, oh, this is just...
and then you're just like,
But are we going to stop?
No,
We're
you're
not.
just like-
We're going to continue. Yeah. I know. I'm like, God, please, just like let them be in
let them be in deep
sleep right
sleep.
now. If God is real, he is putting them to sleep.
All right, so let's talk about how you met your boyfriend.
Yes.
Okay, so let's talk about it.
Okay, so yeah, actually, going back to the same club that I met Alex, Bunker,
So,
in DC.
famous club.
Yeah.
If you're from DC and you go out, you may run it.
Yeah, if you're from DC, you've heard of it.
Or you may run into gray hair.
Yeah, possibly.
Possibly.
Very possible. But yeah, so I started going out to Bunker probably like every Thursday. Like I would go out about once a week, and I have lucky enough to have one of my actually 3 of my home best friends in DC.
Right.
Just they went to a different college than me and just stayed up there because they had already graduated because I graduated late. But so we would just go every Thursday, and like Evan had told me that he had seen me a few times, and I think came up to me one time and we just had a little conversation. I think maybe I had a couple drinks and I don't, well,
You're like,
Needless
then we
to-
had sex in the club.
Oh, no, well, actually, it's a lot more roundabout than that. Because I met him through a mutual friend.
Okay.
But like all of the friends are like a frequenter of that club, basically.
Right.
So our mutual friend Wyatt, who actually also has an OnlyFans,
Yes.
just came up to me and was very forward and was just like, "Hey, you're hot. Do you want to go to the bathroom?"
And you're like,
And
no, I don't have to use the restroom. Thank you.
I said the opposite. I obliged. Yeah.
So you go to the restroom,
Oh yeah. Well, it was Wyatt and another.
and then okay,
Yeah.
so
So
one more time.
yeah. Mhm. But basically, that's how I got introduced to him, and he's just like a like social butterfly, like knows everyone in the city.
Nice.
And so we had just we were like in touch for a while, and I had seen him a few times, and so Evan was like, they're all in the same friend group,
Right.
and eventually, like me and Wyatt talked and like planned a night out, where I don't know, like instead of just like meeting at the club or like like I went over to his house and we like got ready together and that sort of thing, and then he took me to this other bar to like kind of like as like a little pregame that like it was really quiet,
Right.
and like I remember we walked in together and then all his friends, Wyatt's friends who are now my friends,
Right.
were sitting in a booth, and Evan was
With him.
yes,
Okay.
yes, and I remember walking up and he was like sitting facing away from the door, so like I saw the back of his head first, and then like whenever like we all turned around, like I remember like looking at him and be like, wow, he's cute. Like, so I'll always kind of remember that. But the night went on, and like we went to Bunker, like main club, and then there's another club that's like a little bit more like EDM like type like house music,
Right.
or like electric music like in general, just like different crowd basically, like a little more
Yeah.
tame,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
a little more space to talk, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And I kind of met everyone and was just talking to everyone there, and Evan and I just kind of hit it off. Like we're very similar in a lot of ways in the way we think and like live life. Like he's a software engineer and like me doing like business and CS. Like
Yeah.
we're kind of like on the same
page.
yeah, about a lot of things, and yeah, even now while we're living together, we can confirm that that's still the case. Like just little quirks about how we just like even organize the house, like put the spices and thing. Like I'll just be like, I'm gonna change this and like do it this way, and he's like, oh yeah, I like that. Like that's a good idea. But anyways,
Do you feel like you're the more outgoing one, or do you think he is?
I think we're pretty even.
Pretty even.
I think we're pretty even, yeah. Because for a while, like after I met him, it was like because it was me kind of coming from college world into
this world,
the like
gay
gay
world.
scene.
Yeah.
And he had been in that maybe like a year ahead of me, basically.
Right.
So it was basically kind of like me on his arm for
For a while.
the first month or two, like just meeting everyone, and like I enjoyed it. Like I had a blast. Like everyone was so nice, and that was just such a great experience. So I didn't have any trouble. Like I loved meeting everybody. So
Right.
I would consider myself outgoing like that, and I consider him outgoing for, he had a lot of friends to begin with.
Yeah.
But as much as we both kind of love to go out and party and be social, I think we're both kind of like 50-50. Like we love
Being at home also. and-
to just recover and do nothing.
right.
Like sit on the couch and watch a movie, and sometimes we do that instead of going out, although we do find ourselves going out more than not.
Yeah. do you think you think you'll be together forever?
I'd like to think so. Yeah. I mean, just
I'm kidding.
I know.
Yeah, good
Just
job.
because
Good
we
job.
like, if our like brains didn't like mesh together, I like wouldn't be so like.
Do you think you joke more? Or does he joke more?
I think I'm like sillier.
Sillier, yeah.
Yeah, I think I have probably more of a whimsical personality, and he would agree.
Yeah. Because you see me and Ben.
Yeah.
I'm the joker.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. It's not quite like that. I think we're maybe
Even?
a little more even than that.
Okay, good.
But
Yeah, I like to bully people. So
yeah, that's great. I mean, listen, that keeps things interesting. Keeps
know.
people engaged.
All right, so moving on to let's talk a little bit more about kind of the photographer modeling aspect of your career that you're trying to seek right now.
Sure.
Is there any do you want to continue taking more pictures with photographers? Do you still want to do that?
I think so.
Does Wyatt? I mean, not Wyatt. Does Evan want to do that also? Like, is he interested in doing that?
He's open to it. Yeah, I want to say he's open to it. Like,
is he more established with his work though?
No, we're totally even.
Oh,
like,
okay.
Literally, we launched our Twitters on the same day and our OnlyFans.
Well, I'm talking about like career wise. Like, I know you're still in college and he's
yeah. So he has a career and a job.
Okay,
but he's confident that it's like
not a big deal.
Not a concern.
How do you see this going? Like, would you want to do like ads or something like that, or would you just want to stay just taking pictures and doing your OnlyFans? Like, could you see yourself branching out and being like, okay, well, if this brand wants to use
like
me,
traditional modeling?
Yeah.
Yes, I would do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you ever think about that before?
Yes and no. Like, I think whenever I was in like maybe but somewhere in middle school. I don't know if this was my idea or if I think it maybe was my idea to like go to a modeling agency. Like I never wanted to be like a child actor.
Right.
Like I only ever thought I would be good at photographs. And I did. I went to like a local modeling agency and actually like signed.
That's good.
Were
you athletic when you were younger? I mean, you're still young, but like,
swim.
You swim. Oh, that's right. You swim.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you had the body pretty much.
Good enough, for like an eighth, young child model.
So like your body right now though, like has it been like that or do you work on it pretty hard? Have you worked on it really hard and that's where you're at right now?
More so. Yes. Yeah. It's become now it's because like it has evolved into like my lifestyle.
Right. Well, and you're showing it.
Yes.
So you have to kind of like
I know, and that's kind of like a feedback loop because it's like the more I put out, like I want to, be better and just continue to improve, and that, inspires me to continue on a healthy living
path.
Yeah, which I love. I mean, I do enjoy just like eating well and exercising, and I've always felt better, and I have like ADD and eating well and exercise is like doctors will tell you like we can give you all the medication in the world, but like if you're not eating right and you're not exercising, like you're really shooting yourself in the foot.
Right.
So just even at periods in my life whenever I had been more like on the ball with diet and exercise, like I've always enjoyed those times. So it's been easy for me to kind of keep my foot on the gas, I guess, with that.
What is one of the things that since you started that people are most attracted to?
About me?
Yeah, about you. Like, what are the best comments that you get?
Probably body hair.
Body hair?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which, I mean, like we've talked about that's I feel like pretty in right now.
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe it's because I might have more of like I don't know if like youthful look is
right.
Right
well, because you look. I told you if you shaved your body, you would be like a twink.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
like in that neighborhood.
Yeah, but not twink. Maybe twunk.
Maybe, yeah.
But because you have hair, it makes you look. It's just a juxtaposition of your face from your body,
yeah, which I like. I think. I mean, and anything to like, or not anything, but like the things I have about me that like make me different. Like I think is cool, and
right?
That being and that being something that people like, I think is really neat. And like normally, like I actually, personally. I love like a happy trail.
Yeah.
But like I like the look of shaved probably.
Right.
More.
Well, it's more defining with your
right.
body.
Yeah. And I just like the look.
Right.
But my boyfriend likes the hair, and
give him what he wants.
And the audience likes the hair, so I'm happy to keep it, or just like ride the like shave growth, like
right, like trim it a little bit every once in a while. Yeah. Well, that's cool. Yeah, if you guys want to see that, you go to his OnlyFans.
You will see. Yes,
you will see it. Okay, so any like other things that you like to do that aren't like school or OnlyFans related? Like anything? Do you like to sing? Do you like to
I like
dance?
to sing in the car alone.
Do you like to?
I like to dance in public.
At the club. But like, is there any like? Do you draw? Is there any other things that you like that you're talented at that you're like? really?
Not so much like artistic. Like I've always like been into school. Like I've
Okay.
always been like.
I mean, that's your brain though, because you are a software engineer. That's like.
Yeah, and I mean it kind of is like why. Like I'm into that type of thing. Like
Yeah.
like I have really always been into.
So you like solving problems?
Yes. Yeah.
You like doing puzzles?
Sure.
Legos?
Yeah, I would.
Huh.
I don't do them on my own, but like if you brought a Lego set, I would be down.
Yeah. Because I feel like Ben's like that. Like Ben is very like he loves like solving problems.
Oh yeah, I saw him put those like furniture together and like he was into it.
He was into it.
I get that.
Yeah, and so like I hate that. I'm like, can we just?
Well, then there you go.
Can we just watch Taylor Swift eras and sing along?
Well, the good news is you can do both.
Yeah. While he's doing it.
Exactly. Exactly.
All right. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about other creators that you find. Yeah.
Okay.
So who would be okay? So as a fan,
okay,
you know, because we're gay, so we obviously watch porn and like watch other creators.
Yes.
So who would be your like favorite gay creator right now?
It's a hard question because I don't know why. Like I'll
have like 20 of them.
Okay, you have 20. I usually will have like 3 at a time, and then like I
We're
don't
talking
know.
about your favorites, not like personal.
As a viewer, not a participant.
Please specify.
Yes, as a viewer. Probably.
Who do you fanboy about?
Lately, I mean, British Twunk, probably.
British Twunk, yeah.
We all know him.
British Twunk, he's pretty.
If you've heard of him or seen him, he puts on a good show.
He puts on a good show.
That's a good way to put it.
Yes, it is. It is.
And beautiful.
Very beautiful.
Yeah.
He comes to the States every once in a while.
Does he?
Yeah. Do you guys have any hall passes? Like, if you're like, babe, if British Twunk came to town, that would be the best collab of my life.
You know,
I would be just doing it for the fans, babe. I would be doing it for the fans.
That is a bridge that we have not yet crossed. So right now, the formal answer would be no.
Good for you.
Yeah. Which, like, you know, that's kind of, and I kind of am in that space too about our relationship. So
who's his? Do you know who his is? Who he likes?
No, but I could guess.
Take the guess.
Oh God.
Actually,
I don't know because
I feel like he would like Griffin Barrows.
Probably that sounds like a name that he like because we have different types. So
that's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah. So you're probably right. You would, yeah.
He kind of has like a hairy chest and like, you know, blue eyes and a little scruff.
Yeah, he just likes like big, like muscly guys. Like,
okay.
Which like is not my type. So I don't really know the creators that he would be into, basically.
Next time I'm gonna ask him.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Okay. So who's your second? So after British Drunk, who's your second?
I mean, I kind of like a lot of the like mainstream like porn stars too. Like Nick Floyd.
Okay.
Who else? I don't know why I'm like blanking on it.
I know. You're like, I watch it every day of my life.
Well, I don't know. Well, especially since starting Twitter, like I kind of reach for Twitter first now.
Yeah.
And you know, it's just kind of like its own little like bubble. So it, you know, you kind of get used to seeing what other people are doing.
Right.
And like I find myself following people who either I'm like into their stuff or like I would like to imitate, you know, just to like
look at it and see like that's
yeah. So kind of as of late, that's kind of where my like horniness has been releasing itself.
Yeah.
So like whereas like I used to, I mean actually well,
do it.
Yeah. Okay. Because I mean, I have subscribed to some of our fellow creators, Onlyfans.
It's all gonna be.
At one point, it would have, but at this point, it is a little bit quieter than that. So, yeah. But I mean, yeah. Like whenever OnlyFans like kind of became a thing, like I found that, I mean, it can be more enjoyable than like regular porn for some reason. I think there's just something about like homemade videos and someone just like showing like the intimate side just as themselves.
See, that's what I think too.
Instead of like
being all flashy and like,
yeah, whether it be them trying to be another character or just like put on a huge show.
Right.
Like
I mean, don't get me wrong. I still
We
like
love a show.
We love it. Don't get me wrong. I still like the stepdad and
Yes. Oh, yes. Oh, scenarios.
Give me
a
love
scenario.
scenarios. Yes,
Sign me up.
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
No, right. Approved. Scenarios
Are
in their own
approved.
box.
The pizza delivery guy.
Sure.
Oh, I don't have money for a tip.
Doctor.
But...
yeah. Oh, yeah. Those are fun. Yeah. I mean, you don't always get those in OnlyFans, but if you do, it's like, bam.
Yeah.
But no. Okay. Here's a few more if you're curious.
I'm curious.
XOXO Cristiano. I know.
Oh yeah, Cristiano. We talked about him.
Yeah, Dylan Roman. I don't know if we talked about him.
I know who that is.
Yeah, big fan of his. Felix Fox.
You know that he's been here before.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, he's.
You know what makes me mad about him?
Tell me what makes you mad about it.
Is that he is the most beautiful body, like 0% body fat.
Oh yeah, his body's insane. It's
and
like
he gets here, and he's like,
"Don't.
Hey, can I go get food at IHOP?" And I'm like,
I knew you were gonna say that. I thought you were gonna say, "Can we get pizza?"
And he's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Yeah, sure." And like we go there, and he orders pancakes, French toast, like all the bad stuff. And I was just like, "You actually eat that?" And he's like, "Oh yeah." He goes, "I do." I was like, "Have you always looked like that?" He's like, "Yeah, since I was a kid." He goes, and I'm like, "I hate you."
I wonder. Well, I wonder if he like played less sports or something. I don't know. I mean,
he's a surfer. He was a surfer.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, maybe if you do weight training for that, I don't know. I know if you have like so much muscle mass, like you can kind of like afford to like eat a little more like
stuff. Yeah.
But I don't know.
He was the nicest guy.
Really,
I'll have him come next time you come.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm in.
Shout out to Felix.
I'm in. Who else? What else?
I mean, honestly, that was
it. I mean, I'm sure you have like 40 subscriptions. Let's talk about it.
Well, it's like kind of like a like good amount of like
freeze.
Not freeze. No, like I don't want to say like random people, but like someone like I would just randomly see a porn.
Oh, and you're like, oh my god, I want to see what that guy is.
Yeah, like I want to see more of their stuff. Whether it was just like a random video on like X videos or like Pornhub, where the OnlyFans link is still in the video.
Right.
I just like went to like find it.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, probably those. Shay Reynolds. I don't know if you know him. Summer Apollo. Peachy Boy.
Yeah. Oh, Peachy Boy. That you know who worked with Peachy Boy?
Everybody. But go on.
Alex.
Oh yeah, not surprised.
When I found out he worked with Peachy Boy, I literally called him that day. Like I found out that day that he was with him, and I literally called him that day. Like called him like 5 times until he answered. And he's like,
because you do have to do that with him. Like,
and he was like, "What do you want?" I'm like, "Why are you with Peachy Boy? And I am not there." He's like, "Oh my god." He goes, "His peach is so beautiful," and I'm like, "I hate you so much." Yeah. Oh, it makes me so mad.
Yeah, Peachy Boy is like ethereal.
Okay, so we're gonna
make sense.
We're gonna go over some words.
Okay.
So, do you know what gooning is?
I think I looked it up on Urban Dictionary. I know it is in relation to masturbating.
Correct.
I think that I wouldn't know the detailed description. I don't think.
It's when you're edging.
Okay.
And you're about to orgasm, and it's the face you make.
Oh, it's the face. I did
Right.
not know it was the face. I did know that it had something to do with like doing it for a long time.
Right. Edging, and then it's the face right before you're going to orgasm.
Okay.
So that's why when you see those pictures,
Period.
they're always like that. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So what's your gooning face?
What is it? Oh my god, I could never do it. Just like on the fly.
On the fly, do it.
I don't know what it would look like really.
Cross your eyes.
And
open your mouth.
It's not cute.
It's not cute.
It's more of a reflex, an involuntary.
Involuntary. You don't even know what's going on.
I don't, but sometimes you got to let it happen.
I'll look in the video today.
Yeah, you can see.
And I'm gonna
and
zoom
then you
into
tell
your,
me.
I'm gonna zoom into your face, and I'm gonna be like,
great. Send me a screenshot.
Like one eye's gonna be down, and one is gonna be up.
Well, then you know it was good.
Okay. What is bussy?
Oh God, a bottle.
That's right.
Yeah.
And what is What is a rosebud?
It's when basically your butthole goes inside out.
Oh my god! Now, have you ever experienced that?
Not personally. No, that is in a difficulty level far beyond,
Way above.
far beyond where I am currently. And that is the truth.
And that's all it. The truth and nothing but the truth.
You can ask my boyfriend.
When you first started getting really into the gay community, what was one of the surprising things that you kind of were like?
Like being gay or like the community?
Just the whole like being,
scene.
Because like right when you started, right when you got into the scene, like what was one thing that you were just like?
Oh my gosh, the community of it, just like the friendliness and the openness of strangers or like some of mutual friends, like was like I'd never experienced it before. Like it was basically like going to a new high school, but everybody in the high school is like ready to be your best friend, and it's just so nice and like, hi, I'm like, oh, like so happy to meet you, like who do you know, like blah blah blah, like and just like ready to like, and conversation just flow and like everyone's enjoying each other's time, like. And I kind of think, especially for young adults, like especially like straight, because I have a lot of straight friends,
right?
They really struggle to kind of find spaces where they can
Everybody's
have relationships like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I feel like
hard
with
to explain
straight,
why.
Well, I feel like with straight people, it's so competitive.
Yes.
Right.
It's like
it's
different thing.
Yeah.
The social structure.
The social structure is a lot different, and I feel like it's super competitive.
Yeah.
And I mean, gay culture is like that too, but I feel like we're more.
A lot of things in common.
Right.
More of a common experience.
Trauma bonding.
Yeah.
That's what I think it is.
Yeah. I mean, and straight culture is like the men and women are kind of divided, and like, I mean, some friend groups, it's both, but like, probably just a lot more like separation. But like, I don't know. I would say like once you kind of have experienced, at least, I don't know, I'm sure there's like a lot of, actually, yeah, I'm sure there's lots of different subsets of like the gay scene.
Right.
But like once you come into one, like you can kind of see all the other ones, and like, I don't know, you're definitely just free to move about and meet people and explore, and wherever you go, everyone's ready to have you.
That's right. That is true. Okay. Well, cool. Well, I want to thank you for talking to me.
Thank you.
Thank you for letting me in your little world for a little bit.
No, thank you. Likewise. I mean, here we are.
I know, right? So you guys, if you guys want to follow him, I'm going to put his links right here. Do you have a link tree on your Twitter and everything?
I don't have a link.
But do you have
it's
your
just
OnlyFans?
OnlyFans. Yeah.
Okay. So when you go to his Twitter, his OnlyFans address will be there for you to go and check out. Mm-hmm. And please go follow him on Instagram, Twitter, all those other things. He's a really cool guy, really good looking. He has those blue eyes. I know.
Do I?
I don't know what you have.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I was like, I thought you did. I was like, when I was looking at him, I thought you did. All right.
Yeah, right.
But yes, please go follow him, and then also go follow me, Trey Photo Studios.
Follow.
We'll be putting up the pictures. We took almost like 70 something pictures, I think. Like a lot of pictures.
Yeah, it was a blast.
Yeah, so I'll be giving those to him. We did a video also. I'll be giving those to him, and they'll be on my site also. So follow us both. He does answer his messages. So
yes, I do.
He doesn't have a management company.
Say
it's just
hi.
him. Yeah. So if you do want to reach out to him, go for it, and he appreciates it also.
Totally.
Believe me, we all work hard for what we do.
Yes.
Again, thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for listening,
Yes,
and we will see you later. Thank you.
Yes.